Welcome back everyone to Muslim Apologetics Australia. Today we're going to deal with the subject of the Islamic critics raising the question that the earth is actually flat according to the Quran. This is from the Wiki Islam page, of course. Now in this video I'm going to do something not unique, it's been done before, but I'm going to be straightforward. I'm going to use the Quran as my basis. I know some Muslim apologists in the past have referred to Islamic commentators and tafsir, and they've gone to the earliest scholars and what they have said. Yes, people like Ibn Abbas have said that the earth is circle, and you have Imam Taymiyyah who mentioned that there are spherical bodies, and of course there's a hadith narration where the Prophet Muhammad said that the earth will have a different shape, and it actually mentions even on the Day of Judgment that the earth will be flattened out. It will be a different earth. So the Muslim commentators have said, well, obviously if it's been flattened out on the Day of Judgment, then obviously it's a spherical earth now. But I'm not going to go into all of this. All I'm going to do is use the Quran and basically give you a clear, logical explanation. And after that, we don't really need to go to tafsir, we don't need to go to Islamic commentators and so forth. It's just going to be a straightforward argument debunking and refuting the Islamic critics. So let's begin. Now, the Islamic critics bring up several verses to prove that the earth is actually flat. So basically they quote Quran 2:22, which says something like, "He who made the earth as a bed and spread out." And then they go into another verse, Quran 15:19, which says, "And the earth we have made spread out." And then Quran 10:53, it says, "He who has made for you the earth like a carpet spread out." And then Surah 43:10, "Yet the same that he made for you the earth like a carpet spread out." Again, Surah 57, which says, "And the earth we have spread out." Quran 51:48, again, it speaks about the earth. "And the earth have we laid out, how gracious." Again, in Surah 71:19, it speaks about it being like a carpet, and it goes on and on, as you can see. Now, I know I said to you I'm not going to refer to the tafsir and the interpretation and things like this, but I'm not going to go into hadith and what the earliest scholars and commentators said regarding the earth, but what I will show you is a clear evidence that just using the Quran, looking at Tafsir Ibn Kathir's explanation, it actually settles all the matters down. And what is the matter? So when the Quran actually says that the earth has been spread out, this is talking about the surface of the earth. It's not talking about the whole earth itself. Okay, so we're talking about the earthly body. I mean, if you were to pick some soil up, you're going to call that earth, right? So basically, Allah has created the earth in a spherical shape, circle, and of course, He has made some areas of the earth, He has flattened it out, just to make it easy for you. And how do we know that? We can go to Tafsir Ibn Kathir, who comments on Surah 71:19, spread out the earth and so forth. He goes on to say, this is the interpretation. "Similarly, the verse interpretation of the meaning, have we not made the earth as a bed or carpet or spread out?" And Nabi, this is verses 78-6, means that it is spread out and prepared for you for your benefit, so that you can cultivate it, build dwellings in it, and travel through it. Ibn Kathir continues on to say, that is, it is prepared for the people in such a way that they can live in it, and it's firm, stable, and steady. Ibn Kathir continues to say, and the verse interpretation of the meaning, at the earth we spread out and place therein firm mountains and cause to grow therein all kinds of things in due proportion. So this rationally and logically makes sense. As you can see, the earth has been flattened out some areas, so it is easy to cultivate the land. It doesn't mean the whole earth is flat. It just means he has spread out the earth. So it is easy for you to do farming and cultivating the land. Can you imagine if the whole surface of the earth was full of mountains? Like this perhaps, or maybe like this perhaps, or maybe like this perhaps. Therefore, it is only from the mercy of Allah that He has spread out and flattened out some of the areas of the earth, so it is easy for you to cultivate the land.